sesión está comenzando. Todos los asistentes están en modo de solo escucha.
Hola. Heriberto. Hola, Heriberto. ¿Escuchas? ¿Aló? Heriberto, ¿me escuchas? Hola, Heriberto, ¿me escuchas?
Sí.
Perfecto, listo. Claro.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us in this talk. I hope that this information in the training of today can be useful. This is with us, Luis Bustamante from HID. Hi, Luis. How are you?
Hi to everyone. How are you doing?
Okay. Remember, if you have any question, please use the chat. We begin, Luis. You can start.
So please let me know if you can see my screen. As soon as you confirm, I will start with this webinar, please. So can we start?
Yes.
So, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Luis Bustamante. I'm the pre-sales engineer for HID in LATAM. And well, today we are going to speak about a simple, reliable access control system for small and medium enterprises, okay? Please, any question, just let me know, use the chat, or at the end of this webinar, we will have some time to discuss any doubts that can come or will appear in this presentation. So, first of all, let me introduce to HID. This is a small video that will explain what is HID, what do we do, and well, let me show you. So, thanks for watching the video. So let's start. We talking about a little bit about the overview of HID Global. HID Global is the leading provider of innovation or innovative products solution and service that help an organization to create and manage and use secure identities. One thing that is really important to get from this slide is that we do not only provide identities, we provide secure identities, okay? So we can talk that we have sold more than 2 billion of RFID pieces, but also those pieces are trusted by millions of customers around the world to use them in their facilities to help them to secure their facilities, their assets, their networks, and also right now, their cloud resources, okay? This is a little bit of the company history. We start with Hughes Aircraft in 1991. Hughes Aircraft was the aviator, as maybe some of you have seen the movie of Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, he's the one that started with this idea, with this enterprise, and along the history and along the time, HID has been buying or adding some other enterprises with different solutions that have helped us to create a more secure environment with different kind of solutions, such as Fargo, as you know, those are the printers, Easy Lobby, that is our visitor management system, software, and well, right now we also have Blue Vision for tracking. We have Mercury, that was the last enterprise that HID has added to the list of enterprises that compound or make our ecosystem. And well, with all of this, we have created a lot of solutions, and all of them satisfying the needs of our customers regarding the secure identities that they need to use them in day by day, okay? This is what we are going to look today. We are going to talk about a little bit of physical access control system. What are those and how do we define them? We're also going to talk about the market and how this the segmentation of this market in physical access control system. Later on, we are going to talk a lot about a specific product that is called AC Series. This this product is developed, or it was developed for the small and medium enterprises. Later on, we will see everything about it. And at the end, we're going to talk a little bit about the present and the future of the access control solutions, okay? So let's start with the definition of PACS. So you have, maybe some of you have heard a lot or have seen a lot this word, PACS. PACS is physical access control system. And why do we use it, or why do we need this kind of systems in our facilities? Well, the answer is to protect. But why, or what do we need to protect? So first, all of this kind of equipment was designed in order to protect people. But later on, we also, well, not we, but the market and people have seen that there was also a necessity of protecting information. Right now, information is also one of the most valuable things that enterprises has in their facilities or in their clouds or in their networks. So, well, we are also doing a way or developing ways to protect those files. And at the end, well, people also saw the necessity of protect equipment, not only to protect, they also saw the necessity of tracking them and to be able to know if an equipment is inside a facility or if this has been taken out or of the building, okay? So at the end, we are not only protecting people, we are protecting people, information, equipment, and well, this creates a big environment where HID has a lot of solutions, okay? Which are the main components of a PAC system? So normally what we want to do is we want to control the access in a door. How do we use it, or what do we do it? We use a reader. The reader will be the main equipment or the main component that will identify the person that is trying to get inside. This can be done through a credential, a physical credential, that is a plastic one, the one that we normally use. But now, with the migration of technology and the development of new technologies done by the HID, we can also use our cell phones, our wearables, our tablets to identify ourselves in our access control system, okay? The reader will communicate with the brain of the solution, that is called a controller. This controller can also do a control, sorry for using this word so much, to readers, for example. They can also have another components such as requests to access buttons, sensors, and they will send an electronic pulse or electrical pulse to the magnetic equipment or electric strike that will open the door and guarantee the access to the building or our facilities, okay? We can also have sensors. We can also have sensors to know if the door is open. We can also have sensors to know if there's someone inside the room or stuff like this. And this can also be a variable in our controller to make decisions on what do we need to do, what do we need to activate, and what do we like to have or to do when someone is getting into our facilities, okay? So this is the main components that we will find in a PACS solution, okay? The last component is not less important, is the software that will have the user interface where people will enter and will add the person or the let's say the people that will have access to our facilities. They can also create rules. We can create schedules. We can stop a credential of being able to get inside or to work or communicate with our access control system. So at the end, we have a completely system that works not only with hardware but with software. Okay. What operating modes we have? The first one is called centralized, where a controller can have a lot of plates or equipment that will communicate with the main controller. These ones will communicate to a PACS software via TCP/IP or with IP communication, and we can have a lot of them communicating to the PACS software, so we can implement a lot of doors. We will not be restrained by the quantity of the doors, but we will be restrained by the quantity of the controllers that we can add to our solution. Okay. The other one is a standalone. Normally, HID has a lot of equipment that can work by this way. When we are using a standalone solution, the controller had an embedded software that will have all the information of the people that can get inside in our facilities, but all these standalone solutions can also be turned, or we can configure them to work as a host and add them to a PACS software that will centralize all the doors in our facilities, okay? So this is the ways that our PACS system works, and this is the more common ways that we will find in our market, okay? Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the market and how this market is divided in different segments, okay? This is a study that was done by EPDM in Brazil, and it shows us the percentage of solutions that normally are installed in the market regarding the number of doors that this solution needs. For example, we can see that the biggest percentage of the total is centralized in 5 to 16 doors. So here is where we can talk that small and medium business will locate, okay? The other ones we can talk about enterprise solutions, and they have more than 70 to 65 doors. So HID right now normally has been working in the enterprise world, but looking at the market and identifying that we have a lack of good solutions that we can offer to the small and medium enterprises, well, HID decided to do a development of a equipment that will help you to sell or to install access control solutions with the reliability that HID has, okay? In the market, we always have to think who is the one that is calling the decision, that is taking the decision, and, well, who is the one that also thinks of the solution that can offer to the different markets that we have in the enterprises. Here we have two different kind of, two different, let's say like two big different kind of equipments or solutions. The first one will be for large and medium. Here we will find brands such as Mercury, Edge, and Vertex. All of them are from HID. And in this part of the market, normally is the user the one that makes the decision, okay? Because they have, well, the money and they have the knowledge to take this kind of set of decisions. Normally, in the small and SOHO business or part of the market, we will see that the channels will make the decision regarding or taking into account the number of doors or the needs that their end user has. Here, HID has two ways or two solutions or two equipment that normally we can offer to our users that are AC series, that is the one that we are going to discuss today, and Enterprox, that is a really old line that HID has in the market, well, a long time ago. But, well, right now, we are going to focus, if you look at this graphic, we are going to focus in a solution that is not the more economy, but it's not that expensive, and it's not dedicated for the enterprise market, but it's not also for the SOHO market. So we will be in the middle of the price slash enterprise or user needs, okay? Normally, HID was always located in these kind of markets, okay? And, well, right now, we are starting to create solutions for the small and medium enterprises where we can offer them equipment with the reliability that HID has, okay? So at the end, we can only talk about two important markets, the small and medium business and the enterprise solutions that will be more, that they will be bigger solutions with a lot more doors and with a lot more necessities to satisfy through our products, okay? So, small and medium market, normally, as you know, the channel is the one that is making the call. But, well, when I'm talking about the channel, we are talking about the integrator or the distributor. And normally, these are short-term process. These are sales that do not take that much time. And, well, we can satisfy them with a solution that can go up to 16 or 8 doors regarding the quantity of doors that the user wants to control, okay? Now, we're going to start to talk about our new product that is dedicated for this kind of enterprises. It's called AC Series, okay? And what do we, or why do we create this kind of equipment? So, HID saw that in the market today, we have a lot of access control solutions, but all of them are unreliable. Some of them are really complex to install. Sometimes, well, sometimes you need to be an expert in order to adjust them and do all the installation. And, well, sometimes they can become a lot of a pain because, well, you go do the installation and later, well, you have to go to do you have to go and do, well, technical services or, well, to be all the time in communication with your user because their solution is not working as is expected. So looking at all these situations that we have in the market today, here is one example that will explain why or what do HID is trying to offer in our market. So here is one example that will be really simple. When you're using old technology or technology that is not really secure, we will see that we will only have one option. For example, if you're using procs, okay? If we took this, or we take this, sorry, if we take this to a more suitable example, if you go to OXXO, I know, or I expect that everyone know what an OXXO is. It's a really Mexican example. Here, well, let me do this. You will have no options, or the person that is offering you the coffee will not have any option to offer. They will only have one type of coffee, and that's what that will be everything that you can get. Okay, so here you will have a poor experience. And well, if we are talking about technology and we are talking about our market, we will also see that we have a lack of security. On the other side, we will see that when we are using good technologies, secure technologies with good formats and complex formats, we will see that we will have a lot of different options that we can get. So if we take it and to a Starbucks, for example, you can, or they will ask you what type of coffee do you want, what kind of milk do you want to have with the coffee, the temperature, the type of sweetener that they can use, the size of the coffee that you want to get, and at the end, they even ask you your name to make it a really good experience where you feel that they are creating a product that satisfies all of your needs. So in here, even though that the first option is, or it has a lower price, well, at the end, we will see that sometimes buying cheaper do not allow you to get a specific what you need, or will not allow you to be able to gather from different options and create a solution that at the end will cover all the needs that you have, okay? So the two important, let's say the two important things that saw HID in order to create this solution that we are going to talk about it is, first of all, reliability. The other one is simplicity, and at the end is the ease of use. So when you get to work with the controller that we are going to see right now, at the end, what we want you to to experience, or the experience that we want you to have, is that you are buying a controller that will not make you to have a lot of technical reviews. It will be really simple to install, and at the end, it will be really easy to configure, even though for someone that is not an expert in access control systems, okay? This is how it looks. It's normally, it comes with the metal box, it comes with a controller and a module that is called AW2. It also has the power supply, and it will have their tamper, okay? It can work until 1,000 users. The max number of doors is 8 doors, so with readers in and out. So we can talk about 16 readers, but we can only configure up to 8 doors, okay? And well, it has an embedded software that is a web software that it can be called through an IP, okay? This product is only available in emerging markets. It's something that is really important to know. And well, right now we have a lot of information in YouTube. We have a lot of files. Here is one link that you can use to get a lot of information about this product, okay? So something that is really important to know about the AC series controller is that we can upgrade it in a modular way. So we can be adding modules in order to be able to control more doors, as you know, up to 8 doors. And all of them has a WIAN protocol. So we can reuse the, for example, if you have an installation that already has readers, that they are vegan, you can use them, or you can use any HID reader or any other reader that use a vegan communication, okay? So this is normally what we are going to connect. As you know, our readers are able to communicate or to identify physical credentials, but also virtual credentials using your phone, your wearable, or even though your tablet, okay? Right now, HID has a solution that is called HID Mobile Access. And in HID Mobile Access, we are using our mobile phone to identify ourselves, and also we have the opportunity to use a method that is called twist and go. This method will allow us to identify ourselves in a long range distance. Here, as you can see, it says until 10 meters. This is the parallel number that normally, or how we identify our mobile credentials. We have a specific kind of readers that can communicate with this, or that we developed to communicate with these kind of solutions. But well, as you know, HID has a lot, or has a really big list of readers. Here, EPCOM or myself as pre-sales can help you to identify which reader can be the more suitable for your installation. And also that another thing that we want you to know is that with HID Mobile Access right now, we have more than 2,000 kind of projects, okay? And in different, in more than 70 different countries, okay? So this is something real. This is something that is happening right now. It's not something that we are just going or we are developing. No, it's a reality. And well, right now you can get it through EPCON. And the most important thing also is that this mobile ID is the only mobile ID, well, until the last year, I really haven't seen right now what is the presence of the other mobile IDs that exist in the market, but HID mobile solution is the only one, certified with ISO 2000. Pardon, sorry, I was getting a call. With ISO 27001. Okay, so this is really important. We are certified, and well, this is the only solution right now has this kind of certification. Okay. Another thing that is really good to know is that our controller can be used with different kind of technologies. For example, if you want to use a biometric solution and want to have a fingerprint stored in our credential, well, HID has our own biometric reader that can be or can work with vegan communication, can be installed with the AC series controller, giving you the opportunity to do a more secure identification of the people that wants to go inside your facilities. This is more a little bit of a specification of this reader. The name of the reader is BioClass SE, is HID's biometric reader. It's only compatible with iClass and CIOS. iClass and CIOS are two credentials technologies that HID has developed. It goes with a resolution of 500 dpi, okay? It can also, or will allow you to use a triple authentication, meaning credential with PIN, credential with biometric, with your fingerprint, or all at the end, you can also use a credential with your fingerprint and even a PIN. So we have 3 ways to authenticate ourselves, okay? The transaction is done in less than 1 second, okay? Even though we have a data sheet where you will find a more specific information about the transactions. We do not have a number of user or a limitation with the users. As you know, the fingerprint in this solution is stored in a credential. So we do not have an amount of users that can be or can use your biometric solution. No, you can go up to hundreds of millions, because everything is stored in the credential. That also has a meaning, and is that we want to protect the fingerprint of the person, making it private using the credential and storing it on it. So when someone leaves the company, for example, the only thing that you have to do is to destroy that credential, and with that, you have also, or you will also destroy the fingerprint that is stored in it, okay? So this also is really good, for example, in the US markets, or right now in some markets of Latin America or LATAM, because we cannot store fingerprints or biometric information of the people in our systems, okay? It's something important to know. This controller goes also, or can works also with UHF solutions. HID has a UHF reader, okay? This one will, or it will be used normally for parking system solutions, okay? And, well, it can also communicate through vegan. Here we have the part number. The solution range goes up to 3.5 meters, okay? And in here, for example, you can also use a UHF credential, like this one, or you can use a double tech credential that will work with UHF readers as U90, or it can also work with multi-class or I-class SE readers as the ones that we saw in the past slides, okay? HID also has the opportunity, or has the windshield holder, so you can use it in your car, in the window of your car, and you do not have to take the credential out of the car, even though you don't have to present it to the reader like normally we use or we do with our credentials. Okay, it's a long range reader. Okay. The controller. This is the system specifications of the controller, as we saw later. As we saw in the past, the max quantity of people that we can have inside our controller is 1,000. But to each person or each people that is already inside, you can add until 3 credentials. So you can have your physical credentials, your mobile ID, and the UHF credential for your car, for example. Okay. This controller can store until 100,000 events. Okay. It's first in, first out. So when it gets to the limit, or it use all the events, it will start erasing the first one that it was applied to the controller. Okay. The controller normally, or the basic controller, comes with the possibility to control 2 doors, or 1 door with anti-passback, but it's expandable up to 8 doors, or 8 doors with anti-passback. Okay. If we want to use 8 doors with anti-passback, we will need to use 16 readers connected to the AW2 module, and later we will be able to do all this setting through the web server. Okay. Something really important of this product that maybe is one of the most important specification that it has is the warranty. I think that this controller is the only one that has 5 years of warranty with HID. So we really believe in our products. We really know that they are really good, and that's why you will have 5 years of warranty with the AC series controller. Another thing that is really good is that the interface, or the user interface, is a web service. Okay, it's a web explorer. You can use an explorer to go inside, do all the installation, and even though you can create a rule inside the router to be able to access when you are not in the installations of your facilities. Okay, here will also help you, or it will be able to use a PC, a tablet, or even though a mobile phone to enter to the user interface and do all the settings of the users, doors, schedules, and everything that you normally do in an access control software. Okay. Here, something really important is that we use HTML5, and that's why. This is because the user interface will adjust to the screen of the equipment that you are using to get inside. So if you're using a PC, it will adjust to the size of the screen. If you are using a mobile phone, it will happen the same. So you will have a really good user experience, and it will make even easier to play with the system, add the users, or create rules, okay? The only requirements that we have are that, well, we recommend to use Chrome or Firefox as the browser. We do not recommend Internet Explorer. Right now, Internet Explorer do not has a really good experience with HTML5. So that's why we only recommend Chrome from the version 58 or higher or greater, and Firefox with the versions 52 or greater, okay? In our mobile phones, we will need to use a specific version of firmware, firmware, okay? In Apple, it will be iOS, greater from 10, the version 10, and in Android from version 5, because from that versions, the mobile phones will support HTML5, okay? In the mobile devices, we only need 1 GB of RAM, so you can work or you can use or adjust all the settings in the controller, okay? How do we make, or how do we increase the quantity of doors that we can control with our reader? So normally, as it comes, it has only the possibility to work with 2 readers. 2 readers meaning 2 doors on 1 doors with reader out and reader in, okay, with anti-passback. If we need to control 2 doors or 4 doors with reader only, we only have to add an AW2 module, okay? The system will recognize it automatically. We do not need to buy any other license, and well, we will be growing in steps of twos. Okay, so if you need to control 6 readers, you only have to add another AW2, 8 readers, add another one, and well, if you want to get to the complete installation or that supports the AC series controller, you will have to have 2 main controllers communicate through RS485, okay, where one will be the master, the other the slave, and in the master you will find all the directions that represents the different AW2 modules to configure them and to create the doors. Later on, you will only have to use the master, get inside the software, and create also the users, okay? As you can see, the maximum quantity of readers that you can have are 16, but you can only set up until 8 doors with reader in, reader out, and anti-passback, okay? So at the end, what we want to know, or what we want you to understand, and we also want you to get from our product, is that it's really easy. First, it's really easy to install, okay? It's really, or the reliability of this product is, well, it's really good. It's not only a really good controller, it also has the HID brand, and well, as soon as you install it, later on, the technical support that you will have to give to your user will be really less than when you're installing other solutions. And well, as normally as all of the HID products is a plug and play system, since it's, as you do all the installation, you run all the cables and you do all the configuration, it will be really simple to add users, create doors, create schedules, create rules, giving the experience of an experience to the user of really a really simple system, okay? The other thing that is really important to get or to identify is that we have a 5-year warranty, okay? So it's simple to install, it's simple to expand, really. It's simple to install because it's really a plug and play. You only have to have the wire later on. You only have to turn it on, get inside the software, and you will be able to do all the configuration. It's simple to span because you only have to swap in AW2 modules. You can even do a hot swap. This means that you don't have to turn off the equipment. You can do it while the equipment is on, okay? So it will make your time of configuration even less. And at the end, it will be really simple to do maintains because, well, you can go or you can create way to get inside the controller through a public direction, or even though, well, it will be really easy if a module goes down, you will only have to replace it, and the installation will keep running while you do all the configuration, okay? A little bit more of information. It's really easy to configure and use. You have a intuitive embedded access control software. We have a lot of documentation of quick guides in how to install the solution. The user interface is really simple, so it's easy to navigate through it. It has quick action buttons such as emergency open, like an emergency buttons that will open all the doors in case of a fire, for example, or if something happens in the building. And well, you will have the freedom of access to it through your PC, your tablet, or even though your smartphone, okay? Where or which are the market target where you will be able to satisfy the needs of your customer using the AC series controller? Well, here we can talk about offices, stores, clinics, residentials, even factories, stores, gyms. Well, the reality with this solution is every place where there is a need of having an access control solution where it goes up to 8 doors, well, you can offer AC series controller, making them or offering to them a simple solution that is really simple to install, to configure, and is also really simple to train your user in order to use the solution, so later on they can keep adding users to the system, creating doors, or even though creating access groups, schedules. Well, we have a lot of things that we can do inside this product. Right now, we are going to talk a little bit about the future and the present of the access control systems, okay? So let me show you a video about how the ways that we identify ourselves with the access control system has been evolving through the years, okay?
Every organization has a need for access control.
Whoa.
In the beginning, this was achieved with physical keys. After that, technology evolved into swipe cards. Then, HID Global made the leap to contactless technologies. And we continue innovating to meet the demands of our modern world. Today, we are doing just that by offering best-in-class security, unrivaled mobility, and applications beyond traditional access control. Introducing CIOS, the next generation of credential technology.
Okay, so as you saw in the video, in different times we have seen different kind of solutions. We begin with the MagStripe. Later we passed to Prox. That was the first contactless solution that it was also developed by the HID. Later on, we'll start to, we can say that we can start to use more encrypted solutions to pass it to the mobile phone using our CIOS platform, okay? So the most important question that we can have, or we can make ourselves with the video is, why is it so important to migrate to more secure technologies? Okay, so, well, the answer to that question is really simple. The first one is we will have more security, we will be more, how do you say, we can say that it's not only that we will have more security, but we will also feel more comfortable and more secure with the solutions that we have installed in our facilities, okay? We can talk about the innovation. Well, right now we can use our mobile phone to identify ourselves, we can use our wearables, we can use our tablets. So we are using a more advanced technology, and well, we can talk also about more convenience, because even that you maybe don't believe, or you will not believe this to me, the new technologies sometimes are not more expensive than the old ones, okay? So this can be really convenient for our budget, for our money, and for the projects that we are actually having right now, okay? So what is a migration, or what is to migrate for HID? The first thing that we call migration is when we update our PAC system or our PAC infrastructure to use a more secure technology or a more secure solution that will make our system less vulnerable, okay? So one example is when we have a customer that has proximity or MaxStrike solutions, or even though MyFair Classic, okay? And we pass them to use a secure solution such as CIOS, okay? In this example, what we are doing is we are taking their vulnerability and we are incrementing the security in their system, making them to use a credential that is impossible to clone right now, that is impossible even though to know or to understand how does it communicate with the reader using secure protocols, okay? The second important, or the second way that we can call a migration is when we start to use new technologies such as mobile IDs. So we pass from using our key, later we start to use the credentials, and now we are start to using mobile access, for example, okay? The last thing that HID can call, or we will call a migration, is when you have a closed platform and you move to an open platform that also grants you the opportunity to use cloud services, or even though to use a more up-to-date technologies, okay? So that that will expand the way our PAC system works nowadays, and also we prepare our PAC system for the future, okay? So in here, what we need to change is the resistance to new solutions, because sometimes what we find in the market is that our sales team, or even though our end users, are really afraid to change to new solutions because, well, the lack of knowledge or the lack of credibility in the solutions. So the first thing that we have to fight is with the resistance to new solutions, to the resistance to change, okay? And this is really important to understand. I also all the time encourage people to use new technologies, to learn new stuff, and to be up to date with the technologies that we have in our market, because, well, it's a pity that I cannot ask you this question in presence, but I know that all of you right now are not using the same mobile phone that were using 4 years ago, or even though you are not using the same television that you were using 8 years ago. So as you see, as all the technologies are moving forward, the access control system solutions are also innovating, are also creating new solutions. And well, we have to be able to learn from them and adjust to satisfy our clients with different necessities using secure technologies, okay? A conclusion that I want you to get from this webinar is that, well, right now, HID has a product that is the think for small and medium enterprises that will guarantee you a reliability, a simplicity, and that is really simple to use, install, configure, and even though to train the people, the users that are the ones that is going to be using them every day, to all the setups in the web server interface, okay? This is another invitation that I want you that I really encourage people to do, is to leave their comfort zone, because sometimes we are really like, we use all the time the same products, we use all the time the same credentials, and we get stuck in those. So we feel comfortable, and because of that, we are not learning new technologies, we are letting pass really good stuff that are appearing right now in the market. And well, sometimes if we leave this comfort zone and start to use things that maybe we do not have all the knowledge and make us feel a little bit uncomfortable, at the end, well, this can be the key to a success, okay? I really appreciate all the attention, and I really expect that this cover your expectations of this presentation, that you can learn about AC series controller, that maybe you can have different doubts on how we can make a facility more secure. And well, again, my name is Luis Bustamante. Here you have my contact and also Javier Jarillo's contact. He's a person in charge of the sales relationships in Mexico. Well, it was really good to be today with you. I really expect that you like all the information, and well, it's time for any doubt, questions that you have about any HID product, AC series, or even though the the way the market is working today. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you for the information. Do you have any question? Okay, thank you for your attendance and participation. See you the next time.